Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
All right, checking back in with Alana. And Lana, those blue skies are absolutely stunning out there.
Yes, especially when we get rid of that haze, Courtney, and we've done that in several locations. Electric Lake in central Utah, clear skies with sunshine. Such a pretty shot. Thank you, Scott, for sharing it with us. We've got a southerly wind that has picked up, noticeable in Salt Lake and Provo. Those are areas that we have cleared the haze, and we're dealing with better air quality. Towards West Wendover in Cache Valley, we're not seeing the mixing, and those are spots that are still dealing with inversion haze. But the southerly wind changing the scene of things and allowing for the warm before the storm. Live view from West Valley City, and you look towards the Wasatch Mountains and you can see them crystal clear. The sunshine out there making it feel unseasonably warm. Feels more like March or April as opposed to the last day in January. Dry conditions, a ridge of high pressure sliding to the east, but here's that wet weather. We're keeping an eye on it. It's impacting the coast, atmospheric river event, which means a lot of moisture moving in. Temperatures right now 61 in Salt Lake, dropping into the 50s in Provo, still freezing in Logan, 50s over in the Basin. South central Utah, mix of 50s, some 60s in the West Desert, and 64 in St. George. We were within striking distance of tying St. George this afternoon. Unbelievable. It's that warmth. But we didn't start the month this way. No, actually, we had a very wintry stretch with cold temperatures, and where we picked up a bulk of our January snowfall. Second half of the month running above average. We still saw wet weather, but we top out today with the warmest temperature of the month at 62, even though we've just started to drop. Water vapor imagery, great to see where moisture is. You see it pushing inland, upper level low off the Pacific Northwest coast, area of high pressure off Southern California. These two big players in what's happening right now because they funnel in moisture, and at this point it's subtropical moisture, atmospheric river bringing in enhanced precipitation. We get remnants of that atmospheric river moving into the Beehive State starting as early as tomorrow. It's a narrow band of moisture and it really comes in and performs. Futurecast shows us what's happening on the coast from Medford, Oregon all the way to LA. There's that wet weather and it's going to keep tracking inland, hitting our neighbors to the west. Nevada gets in on the action by tomorrow morning. We're going to see increasing cloud cover and the southerly winds will persist. Here's that wet weather on the model by the afternoon, targeting the southwest corner of the state. That's where we'll see the moisture impact first, southern Utah. But the models are optimistic, bringing that into central and northern Utah through the afternoon. I think it will be later. The rain shadow from the Oakers in Salt Lake County will likely keep us dry, and we're going to have to erode that dry layer. We do it, and we get valley rain and mountain snow Thursday night. And as we close out the work week, here we are into the early morning hours of Friday. That mountain snow noticeable throughout all of the Beehive State with wet weather holding steady. We will likely stay rain in all of our valleys on Friday. And then things start to change. Very unsettled pattern with wet weather holding on. Here we are midnight, going into Saturday, and we've got snow. We actually see the snow level fall at that point with cooler air moving in, easing temperatures, and so we're going to see numbers getting back to average. Sunday is a little bit different. I'll show you what I mean in the long range here. Snow levels drop starting at 7,500 feet. So above that, it's snow. Below that, it's rain. That does include some of our mountain valleys, down to 6,000 feet. By Friday morning, maybe the benches, but I think all of Friday, we're looking at valley rain and even benches stay in that mix. Now, cooler air moves in Saturday. Northwesterly flow kicks in as well. And that's when we'll see the snow level hit the valley floor. That's why we could see mixed precipitation on Saturday or maybe some straight snow showers. We'll see as we get closer. Rain accumulation on the model looks healthy. I like 1/4 of an inch, even more so when it's 4/10 in Salt Lake. But we'll see places like Cedar City pick up some decent moisture. We talked about those winter alerts, winter weather advisory for the northern and central mountains, and in pink, a winter storm warning for the south going into effect at 8 a.m. tomorrow. 1 to 2 feet for places like the Pine Valley Mountains, the Tushers, Bryan Head. Good news for snowpack in that portion of the state. 40s and 50s, still mild into tomorrow. Can't rule out a thunderstorm in the southeast because we have the dynamics and also know those temperatures are going to stay fairly mild. Here's St. George, where you see that rain and isolated showers through the weekend. Sunday brings a bit of a break, but unsettled into next week. Now, the Wasatch Front follows that pattern, but this storm is favoring southern Utah when it comes to mountain snow. And we'll get a breather on Sunday, but we have the chance of some mixed precipitation heading into early next week. We're going to shift gears. This quiet pattern, it's out of here by tomorrow.
We were just talking about how excited we are to go skiing, that we almost didn't pay attention because we were saying how much we want to go skiing and what our plans
it felt like
are.
Spring skiing.
It's spring skiing right now, but we're going to add a decent amount of snow to our mountains, which is going to be good. Winter travel expected for every place that has an alert going into effect.